It has been 10 long months since I last covered ABML ABTC, American Battery Metals. I bet most of you thought I was dead. But guess what? Very much live and kicking. What's the crack, everyone? Welcome back by Wholesale. Hope, of course, you're all well. Yes, long hiatus. It wasn't on purpose. I done a video a couple of weeks ago explaining my absence. I'm not going to go into it in this video because, like I said, we have 10 months worth of a catch-up to do. So let's go back to the last video and we'll try to start off from there and see where we go. As you can see, Halloween of 2022, October 31st was our last video. That video was the start of European, UK sellers, buyers not being able to trade any more ABML. Now, the situation that I found myself in was that I was trading the cup and handle and all that. We'll get into the charts in a moment. I actually sold a good chunk of my ABML at a lovely bit of profit. Since then, the share price is just been tragic, to be honest, but I have been able to hold my position that I have left and I just have no choice but to hold it until now. That was recorded previously. Now today I'm delighted to say you can finally buy ABML Dream Trading 212 invest account. My position has reopened. I have re-topped up and I'm absolutely delighted. You've no idea. Also though, sod's law, nothing for about a year. You record a video in advance and voila, the news finally comes out. Shout out to Negs in the Discord group for bringing it to my attention. I am happy, but this video is a bit choppy, so throughout it, there's going to be a few moments where I've been talking that I've just had to completely cut out because it's redundant now, trying to keep the information as factual. I've had to download this whole video from YouTube and re-edit it. Anyway, let's carry on. But I have to say the progress at a high level over the last 10 months has been outstanding. It really, really has. We're talking about huge big grants. We're talking about lithium mining in Nevada. We're talking about some fantastic partnerships. We're talking about upgrading to a different market. So for trading purposes, we've even done a 15-to-1 share split, which we'll get into. But yeah, there's been so much to recap, so many partnerships, so many deals, so many conferences, so much media, news. It's been just actually a phenomenal job. Ryan Meltzert came in, as we covered in the channel a couple of years ago, did a fantastic job after Doug Cole, really getting the sort of image and just steering the company in the right direction. This is a whole big, huge industry, lithium mining, battery recycling, and it's completely the future. It's the reason why we're invested in American Battery Metals. It has primary battery metal sort of extraction technologies. It's in such a good place that I'm so confident that this is going to be a multi-bagger in the future. It's just a waiting game. It really, really is. The markets now as a whole have taken a real big pounding over the last 10 months, but we've had a bit of encouragement coming back into the markets, and ABML ABTC is seeing that as well. So let's just start off by looking at the share price. How has the last sort of 10 months affected ABML ABTC? We're down since that last video, so it's not great. It is not great, but within that, we actually went above. We were green. It was a great day in the Discord. We were still talking in the Discord. Discord's live, active always. Links are down there if you want to get into it. We were talking about it, trading, and I was saying, if anybody, the American Discord members, I was saying, sell and run to the hills. Trade this. This is a golden opportunity you've been given, and this was the big spike that we were talking about. Up 245% from the lows to the high. Outstanding. Actually, 280% nearly. Outstanding. Unfortunately though, just like a bit like the main market, I mean, this isn't out of the realms of what's going on with a lot of sort of high risk, high growth plays, future focused plays. The markets have pulled back. Some of the great earnings, great strong NASDAQ companies have significantly pulled back over the last sort of 2 months, and they're nearly back to the lows of the last 2 years. So you have to take everything with a pinch of salt. I always say that you can't just look at one stock and go, oh, what's going on, or poke it and hoping it's going to go to the moon. You have to look at the wider market. Wider market's pulling back. The big boys are keeping the market propped up. The Apples, the Nvidias, the AI plays are very much keeping the market going. Fully expect the market crash to come next year and it'll be horrific. But for the meantime, we're looking at ABML. So we can see, again, And from that high to this high, we're down 70%. So I'm sure there's a lot of people crying and that have been burnt. Now, we can see here as well, if we look at the MACD RSI, we're coming towards the bottom of this pane. And if we actually strip it out, let's pull up a little bit of horizontal line. You could clearly see here, 1, 2, okay, fell below, went back above, 3, 4, 5 touches, and then this is the 6th touch. To me, this would be a good entry point on ABML, especially following all the good news. Now, there's a lot of people getting excited saying, oh, it's up 1,500%. It really, really wasn't. We actually covered this in the Discord. They did a 15-to-1 split. So I'll be sharing in it. We'll talk about the grant in a moment, but 15-to-1 reserve stock split. That came through in the new ticker symbol ABMLD, not ABTC. Something that blows the mind. American battery technology, but still ABML. I understand that. I get it to a certain point, but at the same time, like why? Like 10 months later, we're still trading this over name. It really blows my mind. But that aside, they might be in a tight position to do a reverse split. It's all smoke and mirrors. I'll catch up soon. And I was just sort of saying that, and I said smoke and mirrors. Yes, I believe they're doing it for image. Fair enough, I guess. They're doing it for image, they're doing it for a new listing. And a new listing is exactly what they're doing it for. Now, they're doing this for like an image thing as well. Get rid of the stigma that comes along with a penny stock. But the main thing they're trying to do is get listed on the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ's where the big players play. If you're being serious with what they're trying to do, the NASDAQ was the next step. It was inevitable. Hopefully we'll get the ticker symbol changed as well, but this was inevitable. It means they'll have to do more filing, more conference calls, there's more admin that comes along with it and expenses. That's the main reason why people don't want to be on the NASDAQ, for all the red tape that you have to go through and the expense that comes with it. And realistically, it depends on where you are in terms of market cap, whether you should be on it or not. So this 15-to-1 split has allowed them to be able to pursue that. Now, if we bring up the Form S3, you will see that X point, the company shall use its best efforts to list the common stock on the NASDAQ by no later than September the 30th, 2023. So as of today's video, and this is right now, this is live, we are 12 days out. Now, what two things could happen is they'll make that deadline, the thing's going to pop, probably sell off afterwards. Be prepared for that. I've done a couple of stocks now where we've been getting listed on the NASDAQ, and usually it's all good, all pump, 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 and that's what I'm about to say. This will probably pump, pump, pump right up to that date gets missed or delayed, and that's not a big panic station. It can happen. If that happens, the thing will sell off. Chances are, buy the rumor, sell the story. When we get added on to the NASDAQ, it'll probably sell off anyway. And we'll have a look at the share price in the next bit. Let's be honest, the 15-to-1 reverse split in its definition is never a good thing. However, this is slightly different. I can understand. It is completely different, and I actually talked a bit here about stuff that doesn't make any sense anymore. So I've cut that out, but just to stop the edit looking so badly, I thought actually I'd take this opportunity to look at the charts again from the previous time. You can see that I was saying, yeah, this is a pretty good place for a top up. Really fancied as the sort of push on. And, people say TA doesn't make a difference, but we've seen a lovely, from the high to low by 15%. We're up about 10% right now. A lovely push for anyone that bought on Friday. Well done. I don't foresee this stopping, but obviously looking at this, your first thing, and you can see they're pretty much touched the wick of it, the 200-day. That's your thing to get above. You get above that, it's going to go bullish. Appreciate there's probably a lot of buying pressure coming in potentially from the UK, buying ABML, but I'm not entirely sure how much that would be affecting this, to be honest. There's not a lot of coverage of ABML. Most people that were invested have probably sold up and moved on, and I don't blame them, but not me. I've been buying, and I'm definitely part of the reason why that's pumped, because we've had huge grants. American battery technology company receives a contract for $57 million, probably about £50 million, grant from DOE, which is the Department of Energy, for construction and the commercial scale lithium hydroxide refinery. So it's to construct and operate its first of its kind commercial scale lithium hydroxide manufacturing facility in Nevada. Says it all, really. We know the technology's there. They've had many a grant from the government, which is so good. And I have said, even in simple terms, why I think ABML could be so good. Not only is it in the right sector, it's in the right industry, it's going to be a huge demand, battery recycling, all of that focus is, where it's going. Plus, with the lithium, it's just a no-brainer from that point of view. But I also love the fact that it's American. China is coming around, Africa is sweeping up everything. That whole European market, that everything about that is just being swept up. For America to have all this in-house, huge. The Americans are so patriotic, which is fantastic. Because this is American, it's all in the name. This will get good funding. We've seen the differences. We've seen how the money doesn't flow into Chinese companies in America. We've seen the money even for the likes of Tesla. It doesn't get the huge big grants as other companies potentially get. Is that because it's of Elon Musk and he's not, proper American? I don't know the scenario there, but all I know is American battery technology seems to be having the right handshakes with the right people. Ryan Meltzer is proving that over his tenure, which is just phenomenal. So I don't foresee that stopping. If anything, it's just going to get bigger and better. And because of that, I'll go back to the reverse split. The negative side of things that you normally get with that, I don't really see, because again, look at this. There's backing, there's funding, there's clearly people thinking this is the future. We need this. The government knows we need this. These are the guys we're going to pin the hat on. Great. But there really has been so much that's happened with ABML. It's impossible to wrap up 10 months, but that is a very high level, kind of where we're going. A huge image change, plenty of funding coming in. It's in the right sector. The future looks big. If I was looking to open a position, I would be looking at these prices going, yeah, this looks like a decent solid point. The road's going to be bumpy in terms of the markets in general. If you're interested in these types of videos or anything like this, please feel free to subscribe to the channel and back. Leave your comments down below. I had a lot of hate before, I had a lot of fans before. I don't know where you are all sitting now. If you want to comment, that would be great. Don't forget as well, the Discord is live. The trading course, of course, is always live. Plenty of members joining that and learning. We've made so much money on our swing trades. The oil just closed the trade out today, put in the Discord 54% made in like 5 days. Phenomenal. Catch us in the next video. We'll start doing our normal concept. When decent news comes out, we'll update the videos. I can appreciate this was a very high level. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace.